Hello, we are live. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, so just getting set up here. Today we're making spring and Easter Rice Krispie treats. And we're going with like a strawberry theme. So I'm gonna swap my bowl for a second because we're gonna start with melting our butter and marshmallows. So I don't completely follow the usual recipe that they give on the box. So instead of 3 tablespoons, sometimes I do 4 tablespoons instead because I usually use a little bit more cereal as well as marshmallows. So we're going to start to melt this down in the microwave. Okay, and for my marshmallows, I'm going to use a combination of, I had bought an extra bag of these strawberry hearts and I don't have any other ideas right now, so I figured I would use the whole bag of these ones, as well as some of these regular size, just chuck some of those in there too. And then for this bowl, I'm spraying it with non-stick cooking spray because it will be easier to get our mixture out of here later when we pour everything together and mix it. Go back to that in a second. Let's check on our butter, see how it's doing. Okay, I only did 20 seconds, so I need another 15 or 20 seconds or so to be able to finish melting it. Okay. It's like almost there, another 10 seconds or so. It's very close. And in the meantime, I have what I'm pretty sure is a regular, just kind of standard size here. Hi, super, I love your channel content. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining and for being here. This is our regular size of Rice Krispie treats here. And here, let me do the other stuff first. We can do that while that's melting. Okay, so our butter is completely melted, and now we're going to add in our marshmallows. So like I said, I kind of play around with the ratios of like the standard recipe that Rice Krispies provides, but just kind of wing it, and it's usually a combination of what I got on hand. Okay, so there we have, it's an 8-ounce pack of strawberry marshmallows. Like I said, I picked up an extra one in the Valentine section. So, okay, and then we're gonna add in some of these regular marshmallows as well. Okay, so sometimes I'll measure it out. Sometimes I'll just kind of wing it. So that's what we're doing today. So I think I usually estimate maybe, if I measured out maybe like 12 ounces, sometimes 14 ounces of marshmallow. So like I said, I'd always do more. Kind of just until I'm happy with it, or if I have marshmallows I need to use up. I think a few more. Some of them are getting kind of sticky. Okay, I'm gonna call that good. Okay, now we're gonna give it a little mix with the butter. And of course you can do this on the stove. I just always end up doing the microwave version. Okay. Looks like we're pretty nicely coated with butter on all of our marshmallows. So we're gonna stick this back in the microwave and heat it in, I think I usually do about 30-second increments or so, not too much because I wanna make sure that, you know, we watch out for our, you know, marshmallows burning or something. So that's why I kind of do just short increments and we're good to go. Okay, so 30 seconds on that. In the meantime, we're going to get our cereal in the bowl. And like I said, I spray with nonstick cooking spray, so it'll come out a lot easier. I saw that tip from, oh my God, I'm blanking on her page. Bake My Day Mimo, I think is how her page is called, or she goes by Mimo. But she did that in a video and I tried it and I was like, that is like the best Rice Krispie hack ever. Okay, so I'm just going in with the full bag of cereal here. I think the usual recipe is like 6 cups. I think this ends up being between 8 to 9 cups. Okay, let's see how we're doing here. Yeah, just a little bit of melting on the bottom, but not very much yet. Okay, pop that back in there for another 30 seconds. All right, in the meantime, I also just blended some freeze-dried strawberries, and we're gonna add that to our mixture as well. I think I'm gonna add between 2 tablespoons to 4, which ends up being 1/4 cup. Just kind of whatever feels right, because I haven't actually tried adding freeze-dried strawberries before that I can remember. I just think it's gonna taste very, very good. And of course, strawberries are great for like spring and summer desserts in particular. I'm gonna go with the full 4 tablespoons here. Okay. And let's grab out our marshmallow mixture, give it another stir. They're getting more puffy. The pink color is so satisfying. Okay, it's getting close, but I think it still needs a little bit more time in the microwave first. Getting kind of sticky. And we can also spray our spatula with a nonstick cooking spray too. So I'm gonna do still another, I think still another 30 seconds. I want it to be nice and hot when I'm mixing it together. And while that's doing its thing, I am going to line my pan with parchment paper. Okay, and we could do, you know, a nice big sheet pan. Hello, thank you so much for joining. We could do like a bigger kind of flat sheet pan if we want to especially do cut shapes and stuff, which I still might try with this, but I tend to prefer like the nice thick pieces of Rice Krispie. Like I prefer smaller cut, but like thicker. So that's why I'm using a nice deep, probably like 2-inch pan or so. And then just trying to kind of crease the paper so it'll stay a little bit better. Okay. Just want to make sure this is ready to go when I finally mix everything together. Okay, there we go. It'll kind of stay a little bit, but then we can fix it later. And sometimes I spray that with not so cooking spray, sometimes I don't. I don't think it honestly makes that big of a difference once it's completely set. Okay, let's see how we're doing here. Okay, I think it looks pretty good. Just checking for any little pieces that may have been hiding, and I think it all looks nice and smooth. So I'm gonna add a teaspoon of strawberry extract just to increase that strawberry flavor even more. It's optional, but especially if you don't have any kind of strawberry flavored marshmallows, that's especially when I would add that in. I want to make sure that you really taste it. Okay. So now we're going to pour this in, but I'm going to stick a little non-slip pad underneath so it's not going to move on me. Or else this bowl is just going to go spinning. Okay. Now just mix everything together. Oh, and I almost forgot, I am going to add just the lightest little touch of salt because I use unsalted butter today. Just a little bit, and then mix that through. I always add at least a tiny bit of salt to every single dessert to help give it balance, to help the flavor pop. I need to use a spoon to scrape down. It smells so good. Paired in peanut butter Rice Krispie treats. My mom makes some awesome ones with a butterscotch chocolate topping. Oh, that sounds so good. I can say the recipe on Insta if you'd like, or you can do it yourself. Oh, I'd love to check out the recipe. That sounds really tasty. I don't think I've actually made peanut butter ones. I feel like I've tried a whole bunch of other flavors, but not that I can remember actually doing peanut butter. So yes, that sounds amazing. Especially with like butterscotch on top. Oof, I have not tried that one either. That sound is so nice. Yes, very, very satisfying. Just trying to make sure that all the cereal gets mixed in here. And I love like the light little pink color that this ended up being because of the strawberry marshmallows. Didn't even need to add any color, but it's also like a really nice kind of light pink for spring too. Okay, we're looking pretty good. Okay. Now we're ready to put it into our pan. I would really like to see you make them. I'll ask my mom to give me the recipe. Oh, thank you so much. That sounds like a really, really yummy recipe, so I'm very excited. And if it's like a secret family recipe, I totally understand. We have some of those too. Okay, I'm gonna move this bowl out of the way. And we're gonna pour them right in. Oh, there was some stuff that got stuck on the bottom. Come here. Okay, most of it makes it. There was like a little teeny bit that got stuck, but everything is nice and mixed through besides that. Okay, now I can press. Sometimes I'll actually take my gloved hands. Hello, thank you for joining. I'll take my gloved hand and actually spray it with the nonstick cooking spray and then press it down. That makes it really, really easy. I actually might switch to that, but actually this is working out pretty good today. Sometimes if the mixture is like particularly sticky, then I'll switch to that, but I just want to completely press it down. Okay, I think I'm gonna spray my hand. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining. All right, so I'm spraying my hand with a little bit of nonstick cooking spray, just rubbing it around so we can finish pressing this in nice and flat. And then I'm also, I think, gonna press in some sprinkles on top as well. I'm trying to make it as even as possible. The stuff, it's a little bit cold today, so it's already setting kind of quickly. Actually, this reminds me of, I was gonna start a Rice Krispies series like a couple years ago, but for whatever reason, I think I was like, oh, people aren't gonna like Rice Krispies enough. Would you guys be interested in during like the summer Rice Krispie treats inspired by popular ice cream flavors? Because that was kind of something that crossed my mind before, and I was like, I love ice cream, but also Rice Krispie treats are a no-bake dessert with not as much effort as, you know, making homemade ice cream. So that could be a fun one. Emphatically yes. Okay. That sounds so good. Yes, please. Okay, awesome. I will make sure to include that this summer because I feel like that would be a fun. I'm trying to come up with more like series kind of stuff, you know, like the I need to get back into the tie-dye cake series because it's been a little bit since I've posted one of those, but I want to get back into having a little bit more of like series and some themes to things because I like themes. Oh, look at that. It's summer. You're going to have to make them now. Well, for me, it's winter. So, but I will plan out a whole bunch of really yummy flavors that we can make together. And, oh, so I'm taking my spring sprinkles here from Wilton. This is one of my favorite sprinkle mixes that they make. I just love the pastel combination. So we're just going to sprinkle this over the top. We could mix it in, but I always like sprinkles on the top of something. I feel like if it's mixed into it, then it's just added sugar, really. You don't really get the full effect from it necessarily. So that's why I usually like to top my stuff with sprinkles instead of mixing it in. I'm being very generous. We could have also definitely added like a chocolate layer to this. That would have been really tasty as well. Like a chocolate covered strawberry thing. I'm going to gently press these in because I want to make sure they actually stick. It's winter for me too. They just sound so good that you want them now. Oh, I got you. Well, let's not wish that summer comes too fast because summer here is like, oh my gosh. Especially when we have those weeks that are like 100 degrees, over 100 degrees for like a solid week straight. Not a fan. But I promise that as soon as the weather warms up, we will start that series. What's your favorite movie? Oh, good question. Hi, how are you? I'm good. How are you? What's my favorite movie? That kind of depends on my mood. I have like a few different ones that I really enjoy. Of course, I love Night Before Christmas. That's just classic. I also really like, what is it? The Truman Show, I feel like is in my top maybe 10 movies. There's just something about it that I really like. I also really like The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. That might be very, very niche. But there's just something about that movie that just always makes me particularly really, really want to travel and like really just want to go somewhere and do something. What else? In terms of, I also really enjoy horror movies, and so Scream and The Cabin in the Woods are probably two of my top faves for that kind of genre. You're currently in Arizona, so it's always hot. Oh yes, I cannot even imagine what summer is like there, and the spring, and most of all, oh my gosh. And you're good. That's awesome. Oops. Okay, so I'm also gonna add some Reese's Pieces eggs. These are among my top favorite Easter candy. I think I'm not gonna add it to all of it. I want to add it to some of it, but we're just gonna press it in to the top here. So this fits our like spring theme, and then we're gonna make some of them into Easter just by pressing these eggs in. There was a lot of green ones that came out. What's your favorite scary movie? That was probably arguably one of the first movies. I kind of was like slow on getting into horror movies just because I always had an interest in like scary stuff or like ghost stories, but I was too freaked out to actually like watch things. There are still some movies I will not touch, like the Conjuring franchise. No. I don't do like malevolent ghosts or like jump scare ghost type stuff or demon things. It takes me quite a while. My sister keeps trying to get me to watch it because that's one of her favorite horror franchises. And yeah, I have not jumped on that bandwagon yet because it's just, I have to be either like very, very prepared or they always make fun of me, but I have a comfort pillow that I hold while I'm watching movies like that. So I tend to prefer, you know, like the slasher movies, like the original Nightmare on Elm Street is obviously the best one. My sister says my beloved Conjuring. Yeah, every Halloween she's like, "Are you gonna watch it this time?" No. Maybe sometime in the future, but I'm still kind of working my way up to that. I'm still trying to convince myself to watch the one that everyone says is like the best horror TV series. The what is that one called? It's on the tip of my tongue. The Haunting of Bly Manor, and then the related one, Haunting of Hill House, and then Haunting of Bly Manor. Because I have watched some shows from that guy, and while it does give me jump scares, and I'm like, every time, I watched the most recent one was what was that called? The Fall of the House of Usher, which was all Edgar Allan Poe inspired, and he's one of my top favorite authors. I just love that. And that show was just, I loved it so much. Like finding out all the little references and everything. Have you seen The Haunting of Hill House? It's like true horror. I dislike horror because I have nightmares as a 33-year-old woman, but it was really, really good. Wow, we had the same thought. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to get myself to watch that one because I know there's going to be jump scares, and I actually know about a couple of them just because of like, you know, channels that talk about movies and stuff. So yeah, trying to convince myself to watch that. We'll see if it happens at some point in the future, but I don't know about that one yet. Why did you decide to start a YouTube channel? Great question. I had actually been thinking about starting one for like 3 years before I actually did it. Partly because I was very nervous about, you know, people just being unpleasant online. I was never super into social media when I was, you know, in high school or college. It was just kind of like, I did a little bit of it, but not a ton. And so I was nervous to like be out there and everything, but I finally decided to do it actually because of the pandemic. You know, everything shut down. I had just started a part-time job literally 2 months before everything shut down. So that was fun. And so I actually came across a challenge from a channel called Think Media, and they were doing like a YouTube challenge to get people to actually try it out. And I was like, you know what? This is like a sign. Don't have anything else to do right now, so let's do it. And it was literally like day 3 of their challenge. They would give us homework every day. And they said, post a video. I was like, I don't even have a channel yet. So I decided to post it. That's still up there if you really want to go look at that super awkward video that I took of my first time being on camera. But yeah, that was kind of like the leap to do it. And I had just been thinking about doing stuff for so long, and I really like sharing like the kind of creative things that I think of, either flavor combinations or decorations, or I've always been like a kind of crafty person. So I like that this is kind of like an edible craft kind of thing. And yeah, that's kind of like the slightly long, short-ish version of how I started it. Thank you for your question. There's maybe 2, just maybe 1 jump scared. Okay, The Haunting of Hill. I've heard of a couple of them. Messed with my heart for a long time, though. That's what I'm nervous about. I'm really glad you started this channel. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, hi, my friends in the chat. I love your channel and I love baking. So glad you're doing this. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, you have a really good channel and I love all of your yummy desserts. Oh, thank you so much, everyone. You guys are so nice. Where are we? I think I'm going to stop there. Like I said, I don't want to do all of them. I want to keep some of them just kind of spring, but look at the nice, I don't know if it comes across that well on camera at the moment, but look at the nice pretty color. It's like kind of a nice kind of pinky, not like a neon overly pink, but and I just love the way that the little sprinkles pop on top of it. And then of course for our Easter version, having the little peanut egg, or not peanut, what are they? The Reese's Pieces eggs on top over there. And then when we cut these are actually thin enough where I think a cookie cutter could go through. If they're too thick, obviously it would be kind of a challenge, but you could definitely cut these into, you know, little flowers or little, you know, Easter eggs or something. It should be easy enough to do, but if it's still a little bit thick, I would put it in a slightly like larger and thinner pan. Your skill and enthusiasm are fantastic. Oh, thank you so much, Sammy. I really appreciate all of your comments today, guys. You have been so sweet. If you have any other questions, let me know in the chat right now. This is all we're doing today. I will cut these later and post pictures so you guys can see. Even though I want to cut them so badly while you guys are on live right now, I know that they need to set for just at least a little while longer first. So I'm going to pop them into the fridge just to harden a little bit faster. But yeah, I'll make sure to post that stuff later. And of course, more fun shorts videos, as well as I'm trying to plan out those tutorial videos. So if you'd like to see something in particular, please for sure let me know, because I always want to make sure I'm making stuff that you guys want to learn about or see as well. And I think that's it for today. Let's see, I can't think of anything in particular, but I know I have some fun short stuff coming up. So I will let you guys know as soon as I actually get that tutorial schedule figured out, because we got, obviously Easter is, it just started with the season, but it's coming right around the corner. So trying to work on some fun stuff for that. And yeah, just keeping out for everything else. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. See you next week. Thank you. I hope you have a great week and weekend. And I will see you guys very soon. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Bye. Yeah, where did the live go? Okay, there we go. They changed it on me how I end the live. Have a good day. Have a good day too. Bye.